Hey guys, it's Ron. It's Friday, and you know what that means? It's time for me to tell you something good. Guys, this month, May 2026, is looking strong. It's going to be our biggest month ever. You probably already knew that. We're somewhere around 1.5 to $1.6 million in revenue by the end of this month. That will be a record, like I said. So that's something we can all celebrate and recognize and maybe even pat ourselves on the back a little bit. You all deserve it. We've got three, and I hope four locations that are going to surpass the $100,000 monthly revenue mark. We've got the normal folks, the Hamiltons, Carmels, Farmington, all of those guys are going to surpass 100. They already have, but we've got a fourth one that may hit it. Oklahoma City's right around 90 to $93,000 of revenue right now, which is great by itself. But there's a chance because there's still a few days left in this month that we could have four locations hit 100K in the month of May. Now, this has been a good month, but wait till next month. June is shaping up to be a tremendous month. Right now, we have more than $1 million, or we will have $1 million on the books on June 1st. That's never been done before at Pink Zebra Moving. And so that is enough to be very excited. But guess what? There's some even bigger numbers coming. We've got more than $1 million worth of unbooked revenue right now, and some, hopefully a lot of those opportunities will become actual customers. And so if we can add even more of that, we're talking big, big, big record breaking numbers in the month of June. We'll see what happens, but I've got some high aspirations for it, and I know you do too. So it's going to be a fun month. It's already been a great start to the summer across the network. We got some really cool stuff happening next week in Birmingham. We've got three new franchisees joining us next week. The guys from Huntsville, Alabama will be in Birmingham, and also the folks in Clearwater, St. Pete, Florida will be up in Birmingham to learn all the building blocks required to start their own Pink Zebra Moving. They'll be open pretty soon, later this summer. We also have a third new franchisee coming in from Katy, Texas. As you all know, Chris has been our franchisee there for the last year or so, but he was fortunate to be able to sell his business to Brett Goins. Brett is a great person. Number one, he's a pastor of a prominent church there in the greater Houston area. He is a past multi-unit franchise owner in the fitness space, and he's well accomplished. His resume is as strong as it gets, and he's like I said, a really good person. And so Chris and Brett, over the last couple months, have been working hard to see if there's an opportunity there. And just recently, it came to life. And so Brett is our new franchisee. And Katy, I want you guys to make sure you give him your best Pink Zebra Moving hello. He's excited about his future and very excited about his prospects there in Katy. Katy's a fantastic market. Tons of leads have been rolling in there since we started there, and excited for Chris because I think it was some really good terms for him, but also equally excited about Brett and his future here at Pink Zebra Moving. He's a good guy. You guys should reach out. Speaking of new, Anise in Salt Lake City has a really cool story this week. Booked a job, just another job. But when he talked to the customer, the reason they hired Anise, the reason they made the call, in fact, was because ChatGPT said that Pink Zebra Moving of Salt Lake City, while new, very new, in fact, you should call them because of all the CX stuff we all talk about, like the free food, all the fun that we put together to actually create a show. As you all know, we're the world's first happy moving company, after all. All of that was summarized by ChatGPT and said, this is the local moving company that you should hire in Salt Lake City. How cool is that? Like AI is here, it's not tomorrow anymore. And it's still somewhat of a foreign land, but it's really cool to see something like that to organically occur without us really influencing anything. And so awesome, you got the job, number one, but even cooler, I think, is that the reason they called and hired Pink Zebra Moving there was because AI said we are the fun moving company. Speaking of fun, another really cool story in Hamilton. Drew had someone book another job there, and during the call, the opening call before they showed up, the day before call is what I was trying to look for. They mentioned how excited their entire family is for the move day. And that's not because of they are happy about the long process of, moving out and moving back in somewhere else. They actually were excited for the show. That's what they called it. I can't wait to see what you guys do. They were literally excited for moving day because Pink Zebra Moving was going to show up and just create all sorts of fun and surprises and just personalization. And so I haven't heard how things went, but it's really cool. That kind of tells you, that's proof of concept that this thing is finally happening. It's not necessarily going as fast as any of us would ever want, because that's just what entrepreneurs do. But it's really cool when a customer says, hey, I'm hiring you because of your brand's mission, and I cannot wait to see it come to life in my own home. Now, before I move on, I got to just talk about June numbers one more time. I'm going to just run through these numbers super fast. Check this out. This is not even June 1st, guys. We're still in the last week of May, but for the books in the month of June right now, listen to this. Plano, Texas is sitting at $42,000. Somerset, $46,000. Ann Arbor, who's brand new, $48,000. Nashville, who's even newer, $50,000. Round Rock, also new, $52,000. Oklahoma City at $60,000. Farmington at $95,000. Carmel, $128,000, and Hamilton, $268,000. I said it before, guys, but June, it's going to be hot. I mean, it is going to be a fantastic, fantastic month. So get ready. All right. So, I've been thinking a lot about all the things that are happening right now and all the positive momentum this brand has and all the success and things that you guys as the franchise owners and managers are experiencing. And it just kind of gave me an opportunity to kind of reflect and look back on where we were and where we are and, where we're going, hopefully. And so I guess the whole point of what I'm about to kind of share with you is I think the message that we should be telling ourselves is that this is the most fortunate time in the history of Pink Zebra Moving for you to be here today. And I can back that up instead of just say it, and I'm going to attempt to do that. But I truly believe today, right now, is the best time for you to be a franchisee, a manager, or someone in our home office in Birmingham to be a part of the Pink Zebra Moving family. It's never been a better time, in fact. So I'm going to kind of run through some things that I believe will be kind of cool for you to hear, maybe even surprising for a lot of you to hear. And I'm going to lead with the most surprising thing that nobody's really ever thought about here. Maybe not. Maybe you have. Maybe you're so awesome that you already thought about this. But right now, today, in 2026, did you know that Pink Zebra Moving is the third largest moving franchise brand in America, in the entire country, guys? Number 3. Now, I'll restate that. The gulf, the ocean, the distance between number 2 and 3 clearly is big. But we are number 3. We're top 3. When I look back at my original brand, Two Maids, one of the crowning moments for me was when Entrepreneur Magazine named us one of the top 3 cleaning franchise brands in America. Well, guys, we've already arrived. We're already number 3, and we don't even have our training wheels off yet. We still got so much more in front of us. In 40 years of franchise in this space, literally, this industry dates back 40 years ago. And Pink Zebra Moving, who is just barely 3 years old, is number 3. I don't know if I need to say anything else. That's pretty dang cool to me. And it kind of speaks volumes. A lot of people have tried. There are a lot of people continuing to try today to become a moving franchise brand. Most of them have failed outside of the 2 big ones. The guys that are starting today, we know a lot of them. You probably do as well. They're having a hard time. We're number 3. And this has been going on for 40 years. For 40 years, other franchise brands in this space have tried to do what we're doing. And while we still have so much more in front of us, we've accomplished a lot in that short amount of time. We're literally the 3rd largest moving franchise brand in this country. That's something to be proud of. I know I am. But it gets better. On average, you've heard this in the last couple of weeks when I've spoken to you here. Our franchisees are actually growing faster than any of the young guys for those top 2 brands. Think about that. I've talked about it and I've talked about numbers in the past, but this brand is 3 years old. 3 years old, guys. And our young guys, all the people that are part of this network right now, because we're all still young, whether we know that or not, we're growing faster than the young guys at 2 Men in a Truck and College Hunks. We're growing faster than them. That's not me believing that. That's not me hoping that. That is verified by Adam 19 data. It is, we are growing faster, in some cases, much faster. And man, what does that say for our future? If we could do that in 3 years, what else can we do down the road? Speaking of 3 years old, our oldest franchisee obviously is just barely 3 years old. But yet, listen to these numbers. We have franchisees right now, some that are very young, less than 1 year old, some that are 2 to 3 years old. But we have several people already earning $100,000+ in annual profits. We have some that are going to generate more than $300,000 this year. Last year, we had one that generated more than $700,000 in profit. And this year, we're probably going to have at least one franchisee earn more than $1 million in profits. That's amazing, guys. Like, we're still babies. We're still young entrepreneurs. Our franchise brand is just barely 3 years old. And for all the, mistakes that we've made in the past, or you have made in the past, or just bad luck, whatever it might be, we're still doing very good. Who else would want to be a part of a brand that's just 3 years old and has those kind of profits coming through the network that, again, are verifiable? These aren't things that I'm hoping. These aren't things I'm extrapolating. These aren't things I'm hoping and estimating. Whatever the thing is, this is verifiable. It's coming from your QuickBooks accounting software. Like, there's nothing else there. If that is real money coming through this network, and we're just barely 3 years old, it's something to be proud of. I just wholeheartedly believe it's something we should all celebrate and just focus on those positive things, because it's not every day that a brand this young can generate that type of return for one of their franchisees, much less multiple. So great job there. We talked about mistakes, failures, all the bad luck stuff. I just mentioned it before. Our journey to here, even though it's just been 3 years, it feels like, and I'm sure you felt like this too, probably, it feels like 30 years, because it's been so much. And I mean, the ups and the downs and the headaches and the sleepless nights, all those things are real for you and for us. I mean, we made some real mistakes early on, guys, and we've talked about this to a lot of you if you've come through our franchise discovery process recently. Early on, the early franchisees just didn't really fit the personality and the dynamics of who our current day franchisees fit. We're just a little bit better at selecting more qualified franchisees, in my opinion. And so when you look back to even the early days in terms of closures, I'm going to have to look down at some of this data. So again, 3 years old. So in 2023, basically all of those franchisees, we had 10 of them open, were less than a year old. One of those closed. 1 out of 10 in 2023 closed. But the next year is not something we love talking about, because, it kind of stinks, but it's real life. It's honesty and transparency here. In 2024, we had 17 locations open at the end of that year, or that were open during that year. 5 of those 17 closed. And that was tough. Now, when we reflected on that, I hope we got better because of that. And, our qualification process for new franchisees changed. And also a lot of the things that we do in terms of support, specifically for those early months and first year, changed, hopefully much better than what we were then. So you fast forward or not fast forward, but you just jump to 2025. Remember, in 24, we had 5 of 17 closed. Last year in 2023, we had 2 of 20 closed. I don't know if you know this, but all it takes is Googling this, but the average closure rate in franchising across all the industries in franchising is about 5 to 6%. And so 2 out of 20 is still 10%, but obviously we're trending down. And so why are we trending down? Is that luck? Is that, what is it? I think it's because we're all getting better. We're learning from some of those failures early on. We're getting better. You're getting better. I think we're getting better. And I think that number will continue to go down. Now, we'll see what the future holds. This year, we've had one closure. A lot of you are aware of that. But our hope and our expectation is that is it. You've heard the numbers for this month and next month. This summer is going to be it's going to be strong, and so we're going to carry that through the fall and the early start to winter later this year as well. And so, if we, in my opinion, if we become this good in just 3 years, then what will we be in another 3 years? Now, in another 3 years, I can guarantee you this will happen. We're going to have bad luck. We're going to have mistakes. We're going to have failures. Plenty in the past, right? Plenty of failures and mistakes in the past. And I can guarantee you one thing: I can never predict the future, but I can predict one thing about the future: there will be more mistakes and failures, both by you and by us. That's life. That's unfortunate because I don't like it. I wish we were perfect and everything was hunky-dory, as they say in the South. But that's just not reality. There's going to be more mistakes and there's going to be more failures. And honestly, there'll be more closures. That stinks to say that too. We've had one this year. But when I look back in my life in home service franchise, and it dates back more than 20 years now, which is hard to say. That means I'm old. But there's been even me. I told this to one of our franchisees earlier this week. I don't like thinking about this, but I own 15 locations, I should say, at Two Maids as a corporate office. 3 of those 15 closed. They just didn't make it. They didn't generate enough revenue. We had some internal control issues. 3 of those first 15 corporate locations at Two Maids absolutely closed. And we still sold franchises. When I exited, we were just under 100 locations. Of that 100, we had 20 of the 120 or so that we sold closed. So closing is not something we like talking about. It stinks, but that's just life, especially as a young brand, and it's bad. And our goal, I promise you, is for that to never happen. But I can also guarantee you that it will happen again, because that's life as any business, whether you franchise or not. And so you're going to have restless nights. I'm going to have more headaches. We're going to have all the ups and all the downs. But in my opinion, we're all very fortunate to be here right now. This is the best time in the history of Pink Zebra Moving to be a franchisee at Pink Zebra Moving. Now, a year from now, those guys and you guys are also going to say that time's better, because we will always use time to our advantage. We're going to mess up. We're going to screw up. We're going to get thrown curveballs, and we're going to learn from each of those things, and we're going to get better day after day, week after week, month after month. And along the way, we're going to get hit in the face, and we're going to say, okay, we're going to get back up. We're going to learn from that mistake and hopefully not do it again. But either way, we're not going to give up, because our purpose, our mission for this brand is not to be the 3rd largest moving franchise brand in this country. Ours is to be not even number 1. We want to recategorize the industry. We are categorizing ourselves like we're a part of everybody else. And that's just the life we have to live right now. But there will be a time in the future where we will not just be number 1, we will be the pioneer of the happy moving concept. Our history is not defined, right? Our future is not defined right now, I should say. Our future is all in front of us, and we will one day be known as that very first original happy moving company. We will be not just the world's first happy moving company, but the first of very many other happy moving companies and brands. And we're going to be the people they look back on and say, hey, those are the guys that started that. We're going to be the Starbucks of happy moving. That's us. That's everybody watching this, everybody listening to this, including myself and all the team members in Birmingham. Our future is bright. Our history does not determine our future. And so while there's dark days in the past and some bright days, I'm going to choose to look at the bright things, and I'm going to learn from those bad things. And I'm going to use that to make the life in front of us even better. And I know a year from now, just like today and every day that goes forward is the best day to become a member or be a member here in Pink Zebra Moving. And so be fortunate, be happy, be excited about your future. We've come a long way in a very short amount of time. We're all going to get knocked down at some point in our future. Hopefully not today, but that day's coming. It's coming for me. I know it. I don't know when, but it's coming. But I will learn from that experience, just like we all already have learned from our past experiences. and our future has never been brighter than it is today. I love all you guys. I love being a part of this brand, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. As usual, let's go Pink Zebra moving.
Tell me something.